size of a coconut. You can see there's one growing right there. They'll get massive, and when they open up, the seeds on the inside taste sour like a peanut, like a sour peanut, but if you cook them, you can make them taste a little less sour, so they go great on salads. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna test out the mic system. If you have any issues with the mic system, just raise your hand and let me know. Fruit that grows on a tree, and those are still baby jackfruits that are not fully ripe. You can see they look all shriveled up. They'll plump out before they fully ripen. And you can see on the sign here there's a picture of an 80-pound jackfruit. Jackfruit on average can grow 50 to 100 pounds. The biggest jackfruit ever found was 200 pounds. So when jackfruit fully ripens, it is said to taste very similar to juicy fruit gum. And that's because juicy fruit gum is based off of the flavor of jackfruit. The seeds in jackfruit can be cooked and eaten like little mini potatoes, and they have a good source of protein. So the unripe green jackfruit can be used to make an imitation pulled pork that tastes almost, it has the consistency and the taste of pulled pork. And a lot of people, when they try one or the other, they can't tell the difference until you tell them that it's imitation pulled pork. A lot of vegans will use jackfruit, and a lot of countries that have issue with food starvation, because it's such a massive fruit and it produces almost all year round, it can help in those countries as well, providing a lot of food for a lot of people. So up ahead here, we're going through our edible banana section. We have about 40 different types of edible bananas in the park. The way you tell the difference between an edible banana and a non-edible banana is the flower. If the flower points downward on a banana tree, that usually means that the bananas are going to be edible. But if the flower points upward, that usually means the bananas are just ornamental or non-edible. We'll see an example up ahead on the right of an edible banana flower, where the flower is pointing downward and the bananas will ripen and become edible. Now up ahead on our right, we have some bushes coming up that are called the Jaboticaba bushes. So Jaboticaba, when it fully ripens, the fruit grows directly on the bark, and it's from Brazil originally, and it tastes very similar to a grape. But you can't eat the skin or the seeds, and they're about the same size as a grape as well, so you kind of chew on them, get the flavor out of them, and spit out the rest of it. It's very delicious, and they're as popular as grapes are in the US over in Brazil. Now, you can see on the tree there, on the sign, there's a picture of a tree that has a ton of Jaboticaba fruit growing on it. Because it does grow directly on the bark, it looks like something out of an alien movie. Up ahead on the left here, the tree with the small leaves is called a Lignum vitae. Lignum vitae is the densest wood that exists in the world. It's so dense that if you cut off a section of it and put it in water, it'll sink, and you can make bowling balls and boat propellers out of it. It's like a meadow that grows on a tree. Now up ahead here, we're going to enter into our Asian greenhouse. As we go into the Asian greenhouse, you'll notice on the left there's going to be a cacao tree that has a chocolate pod on it. I'm going to pull fully in, and if anyone wants to jump off and take a picture when I stop, you're welcome to. We'll try to make this a nice quick stop because I do want to focus on trying fruits. So if anyone wants to get a picture, on your left there's a cacao pod hanging off near the window. Sapote is an Aztec word that means soft sweet fruit. There's many different types of sapote, like the black sapote is part of the persimmon family, and the sapodilla is part of the Sapotaceae family, and the white sapote is part of the Rhotaceae family, which is a citrus relative. So there's many different types of sapotes from many different families of fruits. Up ahead on the left here, we have a cinnamon apple. You can see some of the baby ones forming. Some of the big ones are up there as well. The cinnamon apple, when the bottom gets nice and soft, you'll have one brown spot that you can push in. Then it's ready to eat. It doesn't taste anything like the name suggests. It actually tastes like a pear with a very, very gritty texture. But you can eat it and it's quite delicious. Up ahead on the right there, we have our olasapo. Olasapo in Spanish means toad skin. And the fruit, when it turns a nice orange color, it tastes like butterscotch candy with an aftertaste of rum. It's very, very delicious. But the fruit on the outside looks very disgusting. It almost looks like a toad, which is why it gets the name, the olasapo, the toad skin fruit. Now up ahead here on the left we have our sun sapote. Sun sapote, when it fully ripens, the flesh on the inside tastes like canned pumpkin, and it's great for making imitation pumpkin shakes. On the right we have our Merceria vexator. You can see a couple at the top there of dried up fruit. When they fully ripen, you eat them the same way as the jaboticaba. They just have much bigger seeds on the inside, so not as much to eat. On the right there as well, we have our American oil palm, where you get your palm oil. And that big tree on the right there as well is our Anderson mango tree. So the Anderson mango tree makes the biggest mangoes we have in the park. They grow to about the size of a football. Up ahead on the right as well, we have our tamarind tree. This is our Tropical America tamarind tree. They are normally sour. The African tamarins are the sweet tamarins. And most tamarind trees are native to Africa. Up ahead on the left, we have our allspice that you can see are flowering. And then next to it with the darker green leaves is the bay rum licorice. Allspice is used as a seasoning in cooking, and the bay rum licorice is used as a kind of perfume. You can smell it and it smells like licorice. I'm going to hand out some bay rum licorice for you guys to smell. If you guys could share this leaf, that would be awesome. The bay rum licorice. No problem. There's a wonderful smell to it.
Yeah? Yep.
Hello.
You smell it?
Mm-hmm.
Smell, yeah. What's it smell like? Smell like limes?
Chú giờ mới mình nói.
How's that smell?
I'm sorry?
How's that smell?
Licorice, like the black candy.
Ok. Cái đó nó là để có nồi lên lía, để bỏ rất rất đi nè. Cái chút xíu.
I smell like limes.
Like this.
Tree shape, it has like a triangle shape to it. That one is called the drink of the gods. And you use the flower to make a very delicious and very healthy drink. Up ahead on the right, we have our sea grape. The sea grape, when the grapes turn a nice purple color, they're edible, and they're quite delicious. They have a kind of salty flavor to them, which is very fitting for something called the sea grape. Also up ahead on the right, we have our yucca tree. Yucca is different than yucca. Yucca is the one with the edible root, but yucca, the leaves are very stringy, and they were used by Native Americans and primitive humans to make rope. Up ahead on the right, we have our hog plums, or ciruelas. These ones are green. They will turn yellow when they start to fully ripen. Those will be very very delicious. You eat around the seed on the inside. Up ahead on the left, we have our cashew tree, and we'll stop up here so if anyone... So there's all sorts of beautiful things, and they turn into a fruit called the tuna fruit. It's a bright pink fruit that is edible and very delicious. The pad can be cut off and you can grill it as a vegetable. Also on the ground there we have our aloe vera. Aloe vera, you can cut it off, you can use the sap inside the aloe vera for cuts or burns, and the jello on the inside can be eaten or drunken, and it's supposed to be very good for your digestion system. Up ahead on the right, these big trees on the right are called ice cream bean trees. They're great shade trees, but they will produce a fruit that is a big pod that fills up with a white cream. That white cream tastes very similar to ice cream, and it stays cold on the inside even on a hot summer day, so it always feels cold to the touch. And that's what it does naturally to protect the seeds, but it's definitely led to it being very amazing for people. Around summertime, they'll open these beans up, they'll start eating the white foam, and they'll realize it tastes just a little bit colder than it is outside. On the right there, we have our passion fruit vine on the black fence, and our ornamental pineapple. So this is variegated ornamental pineapple. You can see they're bright pink, very beautiful pineapples, not good for eating. They don't have any flavor to them, and they're very, very fibrous on the inside. Up ahead on the left, we have different types of annona fruit. All of those trees in the distance there's probably about 100 of them, or different types of annona fruits. Things like adimoya, chirimoya, custard apple, rollinia, guanabana, soursop. Those are all different types of annonas. One thing that they have in common is are native to Asia and were brought over through human trade. On the right there, with all those green fruit, is the white sapote. The white sapote, when it fully ripens, the inside turns pure white. And when you taste it, it tastes like pure white sugar mixed in with a little bit of water. So it's very sugary, and when you eat too much of it, it makes you feel tired and lethargic. It is a citrus relative, part of the Rotacea family. Now up ahead here, we're in our African section. On our right and left, we have our African sausage trees. You can see some of the sausages dangling down. The sausages can be broken open, and the sap on the inside can be used as a liquid bandage that kills bacteria and prevents infection. You can also use it to ferment beer. Up ahead here on the right, we have our African oil palm, used in the same way as the American oil palm. You can make palm oil from the seeds. On the left, we have our fried egg tree. Every now and then we get some of the flowers. It's this small tree here with the green sign, the fried egg tree. You can see some of the flowers there. When they open up, they'll look like fried eggs, which is why it gets that name. This massive tree on the left there is a bengar nut. And you can see the bengar nut, the husk of the fruit, it turns a bright red color. And when it opens up, a lot of times it has the shape of a heart. And it mainly opens up right around Valentine's Day. So it's a great ornamental plant. The problem is when it's flowering, a lot of people compare the smell to that of mothballs. It's a very disgusting smell. And there's many islands in the Caribbean that are completely abandoned because of bengar nut. Too many bengar nut on the island, making it so people don't even want to live there. On the left there, we have our ackee with the caution poisonous fruit sign. The ackee is amazingly delicious fruit, but it's also one of the most dangerous fruit in the world if you eat it improperly. When an ackee is unripe, it is closed. When it fully ripens, the fruit opens and the sunlight hits it and neutralizes the poison on the inside. If you eat it while it's closed, One fruit can be fatal within 6 to 7 hours because it lowers your blood sugar level to the point where it causes what's called Jamaican vomiting sickness. Very dangerous sickness, but when it is fully ripened, the raw fruit tastes delicious. Many people compare it to pepper jack cheese, like a spicy cheddar cheese almost. Now, when you cook it, a lot of times it's cooked with breadfruit or saltfish, and it tastes very similar to scrambled eggs, and it has the consistency of scrambled eggs. So it goes great with our fried egg tree over there. Up ahead on the right there, you'll see, or you guys in the front, it's a little bit further back, the gingerbread palm. So the gingerbread palm, it has those seeds on it. The seeds have a white substance on the inside that's hard as a rock, and it's used for creating vegetable ivory, and it's used to basically replace elephant or rhino ivory. You can make beads, jewelry, necklaces, all sorts of things out of it, and save animals by using that instead of the animal ivory. Up ahead on the right we have our baobab tree. Baobab tree is the widest tree that exists in the world. Not the tallest, but definitely the widest. And that's because it's hollow on the inside and filled with water, so it plumps out much bigger than most other trees. The tree is nicknamed the tree of life because it produces fruit that is edible. The trunk is hollow and filled with water that you could drink, and the bark can be used to make rope. So there's many different uses for it, and the older dead trees, a lot of people will carve a door into it, and then you can just live inside the tree. I saw a modern interpretation of this online where they had a couch, a TV, also a flat screen TV on the wall, and all inside one of these things, even with a bed and a bathroom, all in one tree. It's pretty amazing what you can fit because these things, this one's only 30 years old, it will get over 2,000 years old, so imagine this tree about the size of half a football field. It will get quite massive when it's full size. 9 of the essential ones making it a complete protein. It's extremely healthy for your body. They've been shown to be healthy for people that have diabetes because it helps with blood sugar and blood pressure levels. So if you have issues with those, it can help regulate those, providing most of your vitamins and minerals. Up ahead on our right, we have our African tamarinds. So the African tamarinds, when they fully ripen, the inside is soft and brown, and it tastes sweet like a candy straight out of the fruit. So that's the one that's normally used in the candies you see down here in tropical stores. Even though the African tamarind is the sweet one, the African tamarind has spread all over the world and is pretty much everywhere. The tropical tamarind, you'll notice, is a sour tamarind, but it's also spread all over the world because some people like sour candies. And they do kind of taste like a Sour Patch Kid candy. Up ahead, we're going through our avocado section. You can see they're blossoming. We're going to get a good crop of avocados around August. One of my favorite avocados is the Mexicola avocado. Now that avocado has an edible skin to it, so you don't have to peel the skin, you can just eat around the seed. It also has a nice oily flavor to it. Up ahead here, we're on the right, we're entering into our Australian section, and that is the rainbow eucalyptus tree from Australia. It has beautiful, vibrant colors. It looks like the tree has been painted on. And in many cases, especially on this one side, very, very beautiful. I'll go nice and slow so anyone can take pictures.
What's it called again?
So this is the rainbow eucalyptus. The reason it has all those different colors is because the skin peels on any eucalyptus tree. You'll notice on the regular eucalyptus tree, the skin peels as well, but the colors are just grays, different shades of gray. On this one, the starting color is green and the bark starts to turn more and more red as time goes on. and then it turns to the point where it gets purple, where it will then peel off. So that's what leaves it with that beautiful rainbow effect. The regular eucalyptus tree up ahead on the right doesn't have that rainbow effect, but the koalas eat these leaves. So the koalas have a specialized body and lifestyle to support eating these leaves, because the leaves are normally poisonous and have almost no nutritional value to any other animal out there. But because koalas have a special stomach to digest the leaves, they're able to get a little bit of nutrition out of it, but even then they have to be careful which leaves they eat. Because if they eat leaves that are too young for too long, they can starve to death, because they'll have a deficit of energy chewing on the leaves than what they get from the leaf itself. And if they eat leaves that are too old, they can poison themselves from the leaves. So koalas have to be very careful on how they eat the leaves, and because they have this specialized body, they have to sleep for 20 hours of every day to digest the leaves. So for only 4 hours they're awake and doing everything, and then for the rest, the other 20 hours of the day, they're just sleeping. So the life of a koala is pretty chillax. They just hang out in the tree and they eat leaves all day. But if you see one in the zoo and it's kind of ignoring you when you wave at it, that's because it's focusing on every leaf that it's eating, because it really is a life or death decision for it. Now up ahead on the right we have our macadamia nuts. You can see there's some blossoms left, but some of the fruit is setting in. You can see the macadamia nuts are setting in on this one up here. They're like little mini coconuts. They have a husk on the outside, a brown hard inner shell that holds the nut that you guys would buy in the store. Up ahead on the left we have our pandemus. Pandemus has a fruit on it that looks kind of like a pine cone almost, a gladiator ball. There's many different descriptions for it. It's a very decorative fruit. A lot of times you can pick them off. You can use them around Christmas time. Spray paint them silver, put them on the middle of a table. They'll last for a month and they'll look beautiful. But if you let them fully ripen, the sections are slightly edible. They're considered a famine food, meaning that you would only really eat them if you were starving to death, because they taste kind of like a sour pineapple. Now, it also gets another nickname called the walking pine, and you can see on the right there why it's called the walking pine. The trunk gets too heavy and it'll put down more roots to hold itself up. And it will continuously do this, so after 20 or so years, it will walk around like a land mangrove. It will cover an entire area and walk away from itself. Now up ahead on the right, we're going to have another fruit tree that's the Antidesma. The Antidesma produces these black little berries, and the word desma relates to how something tastes, whether it's sweet or sour. So we're going to test whether we taste these as sweet or sour. The darker black they are, the better they are, but 50% of you will probably taste it as sweet, and the other 50% will probably taste it as sour, no matter if you get the ripe ones or not. If you get one that's not ripe, you're 100% going to taste it as sour, but we can see if you guys taste the fully ripe fruit as sweet or sour. So if anyone wants to jump off, you're welcome to grab one or two from the tree. These ones won't fall off, so you guys are welcome to grab it from the tree. And for the class, I'll grab you guys some too, so you don't have to, the class doesn't have to get off.
Shape of Kaji now. Oh, look, no, I'm in the cup.
I'm sorry, I could have let you pick it up.
Couple shot. 6. Dạ, đây được các anh đây cho.
Ủa, nãy mình chỉ ốp
Nó.
I wouldn't say mine didn't taste sour. I wouldn't really say it tasted sweet. It was pretty
And the green or yellow coconuts have the water on the inside of them, which is like nature's natural Gatorade. If you ever try coconut water, it has a good source of electrolytes in it. It's very hydrating. It's not too sweet. It has a little bit of sweetness to it. But as coconut water gets a little bit older, as the coconut becomes brown on the outside, the coconut water will condense into coconut milk, where it will get a lot sweeter. It will be a much more dessert-like drink. It won't be as good for hydrating you because there will be much less water in a coconut, and it's much harder to open the coconuts the older they get. So the water condenses, it has more fats and oils in it, and the white flesh develops in the brown coconuts. Now the white flesh, you can peel out, you can eat out of the coconut, or you can press it and get the oil out of it. The oil can be used in soap, in hair products, and skin products. Some people even use it as ointment for their eyes, to keep their eyes from getting too dry. And coconut oil is great for cooking. This one has a nice nutty flavor to it. Some people compare it
Cho nó lấy ăn Japanese ly à. Chưa hụt giá.
like raw.
longevity.
Dạ. Lấy cho nó lấy.
Nó lấy ô có nhóm siêu thị.
I don't know which one does. The Moringa is the one that does that. Yep, just believe.
It's okay. Okay, ta cho cái nó rau cá đó.
À, tôi sẽ làm nó cả.
Okay. Go ahead. Cá đi chà.
Cá hả? Cá chưa?
Sweet. Cho xì purple có mặt xì sweet đó. Rau cá nữa.
Now those are the Pakistani mulberries. On the left